And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to the debut race of the debut series of the debut season of the DRL Red Bull GT Series. Yes, this is one of my new NR series that I'm going to be doing in the midst of the PCSRA longest off-season by far, because I finished their season back in January, and it's like towards the end of June. Early July as I'm recording this. But anyway, we're getting ready for 30 laps of racing here today. We're getting ready for what is going to be a great race. Here is the starting grid, by the way. I will have this to the left. I will have the driver list to my right. And you also, when I started recording, you saw a glimpse of the schedule. So I will go over the list. Courtney Lynn's on the pole. Deb Bird, Daniel Voles, and Cody Smart rounds out the first two rows. There's a look at the rest of the starting lineup. Some drivers didn't qualify well, but hopefully they'll get a good finish. Hopefully it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And now the convertible pace car will bring the 32 car field. There are 8 Jaguars, 8 Mustangs, 8 Vipers, and 8 Corvettes, which will be a total of 32 drivers. Some of these drivers I've heard of before on this channel, like Jesse R. Will Parrish, who was part of the TMSRA Invitational back in May, along with Sean Art, Nathan Orman, Cody Smart, Daniel Voles, etc. Some names I've never heard of before. Let me throw a few instances. Justin Chris in the 23. I have no notes about him. Ty Benjamin, Tori Gossett. I've never heard of those drivers right there. Of course, Lainey Fredrickson, the girlfriend to Dana Voles. Mark Underhill, the brother of Jared Underhill, who won the most recent special event on this channel. We also have our DRL president, Logan Williams, in the 10. Andrew Williams in the 27, a driver I've never had on this channel before. And, yeah. So here we go. A new era is about to start. The first ever DRL race here on this channel. Of course, it's still going to be called the PCSRA Sporting Event Channel regardless. But here we go. The DRL Red Bull GT Series season number 1 is underway. Let's go racing, drivers. Courtney Lynn off to a great start. There's Daniel Voles in second in that 33 Ford Mustang. And now he's going to take a peek to the inside of the Viper of Courtney Lynn. I used to do this I was going to do this GT series in 2016 when it was known as the ICRO Red Bull GT Series. But I decided to delay it until this year. So that way I got NR taken care of, and here we are. Daniel Voles leads the first lap of the DRL season of the Red Bull GT Series. That's Tori Gossett. This is a gal that I've never heard of before on this channel. We're very anxious to see how she does here on this channel. Mark Underhill, another driver I've never heard of before. Same with the 23 of Justin Chris, sorry. If I mess up your name, I do apologize. It's the first time I'm doing this series. That's not PCSRA, may I add. Daniel Voles controlling the draft. These cars have 6-gear transmissions. And while Daniel Voles is leading, his girlfriend, Lainey Fredrickson, is at the back. And here comes Justin Chris to the inside. The Nichols Hills Chevy Corvette. Here's a little interesting story. I saw this car at the runoffs in 2007, 2008. Unfortunately, never saw the checker flag. At what track, you ask? Heartland Park, Topeka, in Topeka, Kansas. I wish NASCAR could go back to Topeka, because they've changed that track since NASCAR last raced there. And here comes Justin Chris. Jordan Watt right there. There's Q-Man in the 75. Some of these cars are dipping the left side tires below the yellow line. That was Andrew Williams in the 27 Jaguar, as he's battling with Jordan Watson, new leader. Oh, some cars are on the apron. Oh, they're crashing. That's Jesse Art, who's up in the wall. Jesse is still riding the wall and finally gets off of it, but she lost a lot of speed as a result. There's Laney Fredrickson. Will Parrish is back here, along with Kyler Anderson. Zachary Fitzwater. Of course, it was supposed to be Pete Heller, but I decided to replace it with Zachary Fitzwater the last second. There's Logan Williams in the 10. Right behind him is Connor Jacklin. I saw it was this Jaguar right there, this yellow and green Jaguar, who was losing control, as we're looking at Michael Brown here. Right behind Nathan Ormond. Ty Benjamin right there. Matty Crenshaw. That was Chaz Farmer, who looked like he was weaving in and out like he had a problem or something. Apparently his car got really loose. Went below the line, but never advanced his position. So no harm, no foul. As there's Deb Bird. Did not ask why some of these names are weird. And unfortunately, Jesse Art has lost the draft. So that's a tough break for Jesse. Matt Smith has taken the race lead in that number 62 Corvette. Matt Smith going to be driving in the Coca-Cola Truck Series you will see on this channel in February of 2023. Going to be driving the number 50 Chevy Silverado for the Truck Series for Indiana Motorsports. There's Andrew Williams battling with Justin Chris. Jesse Art's going to need a caution to get caught back up, but her chances of winning this race is pretty much gone. Logan Williams back here. Right behind Connor Jacklin. Zachary Fitzwater right behind, right in front of Williams. There's Will Parrish in the 2. Who was that he just passed? That was Deb Burton in the 98. Michael Brown in the 88. Josh Perkins, another driver I've never heard of before. Matty Crenshaw, I've heard of before. Matty Crenshaw is a Monster Energy Series driver for Zachary Taylor. Bradley Ream in the 21. There's Cody Smart. In that Mustang, passing the other Mustang of Daniel Voiles in the 33. Cody Smart's in the 11 Mustang. And who just took the lead, you ask? Jared Underhill. I talked about Jared Underhill in his success on this channel. He won the most recent special event back in May, the PCSRA Invitational at the Texas Motor Speedway. In front of Jared is Cody McGorvick. McGorvick is another driver that was a part of the PCSRA Invitational, didn't do well. Sean Art in the number 8 Jaguar. Of course, his little sister Jessie lost the draft. And Jessie is 15 seconds back. She's about 3 seconds slower than this pack. They're going 225. And Jessie's going 219, so running lap time slower. Fastest lap, Nathan Ormond at 38.903. Slowest lap, Jesse at a 39.2. They are rocketing these cars around this track here in the GT series. They're running basically IndyCar speeds, if you ask me. Is Corey McGorvick going to take the lead? Coming up to the midway point of today's race here at Daytona. Daytona, a track that, yes, it is a restrictor plate track. Oh, somebody got up in the wall there. That was a Viper. That was, who was that? That was Jared Underhill that just got up in the wall. I apologize for one of my roommates interrupting, but Jared Underhill got up in the wall. Thankfully, didn't do what Jesse Art did a few laps ago, where she stayed up in the wall. Sean Art right behind Cody McGorvick. Jesse is going to not have a good result, but here's the thing. It's only race 1 of 27. 27 races. And there's the schedule right over here to our right. We have Daytona, Kentucky, Martinsville, IRP, that's a short track. Mexico City, the first road race for these GT cars. Then it's Texas, Bristol Dirt, Castle Gorge. If you don't know, Castle Gorge is a part of the AutoZone Amateur Series schedule for next season. And none of these drivers have ever raced at Castle Gorge. That'll be interesting. Of course, you got typical tracks. Sonoma, Chicago, Dega, Nashville. Springfield is a dirt track in Illinois. Curious how these cars are going to run on a dirt track, especially these GT cars, because we've never seen GT cars race on a dirt track. We've seen ARCA cars do that. Then we have Rockingham, North Carolina, Rockingham Speedway or North Carolina Speedway, for those of you old school people, is we're at the halfway point of today's race. And McGorvick still leads. Then we have Phoenix, which is typical. Charlotte typical, Milwaukee typical. Here's a little note here. For those of you that remember back in 2016 when I did the Foster series, we went to Ricky Raceway. And we know how that race went now, don't we? Tell that to Daniel Voles in the 26. At the time, of course, he got Mercedes, the first and only win of the series to date. Of course, that was a race where we had a bunch of injuries. In that race, we had a lot of injuries at Ricky. Hopefully, we will not have that happen in this series. I know the DRL doctors will patch these drivers up and they'll get back at it just like that. Then Toronto, which is, if you don't know Toronto is identical to the American version of Dover, that 1 mile track in Canada. That will be fun. That's also the finale where the Monster Energy Series, Buffalo Wild Wings Truck Series, and AutoZone Amateur Series will conclude their season. Then we head to Australia at Calder Park, Papyrus, Kansas, Auto Club Las Vegas, M&M's making its debut onto the calendar. That's going to be a crazy race, especially with these GT cars. Then we have Knoxville and then Homestead to round out the season. So a lot of different variety of tracks that we're going to be running. Some dirt tracks, some road courses, short tracks, etc. As Chaz Farmer is going to take the lead, as I'm going to go ahead and put the driver list back up. Sorry about that. So now you got a good little taste of what the schedule is going to be. Will Parrish in the 2, currently the leader. Oh, car in the wall. Somebody went below the yellow line. That was probably trying to avoid Chaz Farmer. That was a Corvette. I believe that was Jordan Watt who went below the yellow line. As long as he was trying to avoid an incident, he's fine. Boy, when you're going so fast around this track, it's like, hold on, I have a bad feeling we could have a crash before this race is over, the way these drivers are racing up here at the front. Really anxious to see how these cars will race on a mile-and-a-half track like Kentucky. A lot of times when we watch Kentucky on TV, drivers have a tendency to have interesting restarts and all that. And both lanes are good as far as passing is concerned. And drivers tell me when they are racing at night, the racing gets really crazy, especially on restarts. And I can't wait to see what happens. Jesse's coming off turn 4. The pack's entering turn 3. So they may end up catching her before this race is over. Jordan Watt, currently the leader. They almost went 3 wide there. That was, who was that? That was a Corvette that almost went 3 wide. That's Ty Benjamin. There's Logan Williams. Where in the world did he come from? He was at the back when we last saw him. He charged all the way to the front. He came out of nowhere. He's trying to become Kevin Harvick of Mr. Where Did He Come From? Cody Smart in the 11. Seeing a lot of new faces up here in this battle for the win. But meanwhile, Jordan Witt, sorry, I keep saying Watt. It should be Witt. I do apologize, Jordan, if you're watching. That's my bad. Again, I'm just trying to get used to it. Used to these drivers. And Cody Smart gonna go for the lead. Cody Smart currently the leader. Here's Ty Benjamin in second. And that's the red, white, and blue Viper of Kyler Anderson. Kyler Anderson coming out of nowhere. Where did he come from towards the end of this? Zachary Fitzwater's coming up here. Do not count out Fitzy. Of course, he won a Daytona as a car owner with Crystal Fontaine behind the wheel in the Monster Energy Series. Kyler Anderson right behind Ty Benjamin. They're going 3 wide, but as the laps continue to wind down, easy for me to say, the pulse rate ticks up. Look out, there's some cars below the yellow line trying to avoid. Who was that up in the wall? Oh, Aaron Williams on the apron. That was Jordan Watt. Or Jordan Witt, I'm sorry. I'll have to fix it to an I. I don't know why I put an A instead of an I, so that's my apologies. But Jordan Witt, that was a close call. That could have been the big one right there. Thankfully, it wasn't. Pretty soon, like I said, they're going to catch Jesse very soon. Of course, this is a 30-lap race. I don't expect fuel to be an issue. I will be surprised if it does become an issue. Dean Burton in the 38. There's Jordan Witt in the 34. I don't know why I have an 8. I will fix it on score 4, don't worry. As we're down to 5 laps of racing to go. And looky there, they've caught Jesse Art. Jesse could play a factor. Who's going to win this race? Ty Benjamin takes the lead from Cody Smart. Next time by, we'll be at 4 laps of racing to go. Of course, tough break for Jesse Art, who's going a lap down. But as I said earlier, you know, this is only race 1 of 27. You can redeem yourself. As Dean Bird's in second place, Kyler Anderson in third. As we're coming to 4 laps to go in this race. These drivers do not want to make their move too soon, or else it could cost him a good finish. Cannot believe we have avoided disaster so many times in this race, and still, somehow, some way, we're still green flag racing as Dean Bird is going for the race lead. Michael Brown coming up here in the 88. As we're coming to 3 laps of racing to go as the Dean Bird just shut the door in Michael Brown's face. Zachary Fitzwater right there. Don't count out the Australian. Jordan Witt in the 34. I do apologize if I put Watt in there. It should be Jordan Witt, so I will fix that before I put the points in. Or I'll fix it on score 4 and it'll be hunky-dory, so. Look at these drivers back here not having a good run. Nathan Norman all the way back here at the rear of the field. As we're coming down to 2 laps to go. Fitzwater right there behind Dean Bird. Dean Bird is a sitting duck right now. Coming to the white flag. White flag in the air one more time around Daytona. Jordan Witt coming to make his move. Here comes Chaz Farmer in the 86. Oh, that was Sean Hart who was below the yellow line. I think he got knocked below there. That was close. Coming off turn number 4. I don't think anybody's going to make a move. And Dean Bird is going to win the inaugural DRL Red Bull GT Series race as he wins at Daytona. What a way to start this race. What a way to finish off a good race. Standings are official. Go ahead and export. So congratulations to Dean Bird on the win, rather. Andrew Williams so close. If he would have had another lap, he would have had the move made, but nevertheless, good run for him in second. Michael Brown came home in third. Chaz Farmer 4th, Daniel Voiles finished in 5th, Cody Smart, Jordan Witt, Justin Chris, sorry, had a little tongue twister, Fitzwater and Ty Benjamin complete the top 10. It was Courtney Lynn, Matty Crenshaw, Kyler Anderson, Matt Smith, and Laney Fredrickson completed the top 15. You look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, some names who really struggled. Sean Hart, 25th. His little sister finished last in 32nd. Logan Williams, not the run he would have liked, but as I said, it's just race 1 of this long championship. And Tori Gossett was the last driver to finish on the lead lap. Well, that was an interesting race here at Daytona, I can tell you that for sure. Congratulations to Dean Bird on picking up the victory here at Daytona. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race from Daytona. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We've shown you your full finish results. You will see your point standings in our pre-race show next week at the Kentucky Speedway. And that'll be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Green flag. Hope you will tune in for that. And be sure to join the DRL/NRLA server, which is owned by Stephen Colon and Logan Williams. The link to their server will be down in the description, as well as the link to my PCSRA server. It will also be down in the description. Hope you guys look forward to the second race of the season from the Kentucky Speedway. That will be a lot of fun. But until then, I've been Daniel Vola signing off, and you have been watching a production of the DRL Red Bull GT Series on the PCSRA Sports and Gaming channel, the best NRLA racing around the world since 2017. So long from Daytona International Speedway. We'll see you all at Kentucky.